you know what we're doing. We're jamming these together. So we'll turn the stud. I don't know what to say to narrate this.
Why is everything on cars named after something sexual?
No, it's the other way around.
Not moving anymore.
It stopped. It stopped. Brr. Maybe that's it. No more.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, this one may screw in without jam nut because you've got a lock nut on there.
It's not a lock nut.
It's a backwards lock nut, isn't it?
No.
Put it on upside down. I don't know what it is.
It's not an upside down lock nut, but it seems to be sort of cross-threaded.
I think it's a cross-threaded lock nut is why it's turning this in. Let's get this fixed. We're going to have that problem. Nope. Yep. Oh no.
You might be taking that stud all the way back out.
No. Hopefully
that's the most important washer we have, so don't throw it on the ground.
Getting them up here. I'll get another one there too. Okay, so this one needs to go in more. So I'll just turn in with this. And then it's not turning anymore. I think it's in all the way.
That's not how the internet says to do it.
This one, I think we need to make sure that that's okay.
Yep.
The internet.
Yeah.
Just depends on who you listen to on the internet.
Well, a lot in life depends on who you listen to on the internet.
There's like, for every smart person, there's about 100,000 bozos. So you got to listen to the non-bozos. Every forum has about 4 or 5 people that really know what they're doing. And everybody else on there is either listening and learning, or they're running their mouth when they don't know what they're doing.
So basically what that boils down to is you too can be a forum member. Join now. We have openings for all kinds.
Nothing wrong with the stud. Just that nut was not on there nicely, but just didn't
well,
hurt the
these nuts will rust down the teeth.
Okay, well it didn't. That nut was crooked and it didn't hurt that stud. So I'm not.
Good.
Ooh, that's tight. So I did not worry about it too much because it seems okay. So I'm doing boring stuff.
If I don't record, something interesting will happen.
That's right.
It's the law.
While you're recording, you can tell a story of, oh, that's crooked. Oh, that's right, just sitting there. We have this manifold that is you called it a Super 6 manifold.
Oh.
And you can tell about this because this is a 2-barrel thing, but it's you said you have a carburetor for this?
I do.
I think we have an adapter.
Wait, hold it back up against there.
Oh. Like that?
Okay, it's not so bad. Is it rock in the middle?
No, not at all. I cleaned all the
surfaces.
Surfaces off, so it's.
Well, this is the later Super 6. You could tell by the way that it is. This the way that it's put together, it's cast in 2 pieces and then fusion welded in some way together. Some people claim you got to be wary of porosity for vacuum leaks, so I guess be wary. But generally, be wary. This has got a EGR block-off plate made for it. And, yep. Says right here, do not over-tighten manifold nuts, 10 foot-pounds maximum. So this is supposed to float.
And you'll see this all over the internet. You'll see 10 foot-pounds to 15 foot-pounds, 22 foot-pounds, 30 foot-pounds. This is what the Chrysler manual says. This is what they cast into it. Yeah. And from what I've heard, you put 30 pounds on, you strip stuff, and you make a mess.
Yeah, you'll just break stuff.
Don't do that.
That's what it looks like underneath.
Then
there's your Super 6.
You put... Oh, the exhaust is on the floor.
Yep. Well, we saw this part, so I'll set this to the side.
And now we'll get the heavy part, which is a Uncle Tony
special. Huh?
Tony DeFeo special.
You supposed to say his name?
It's all over his site, I guess. I don't know. Tony. We use a magazine writer for years with that name.
Sold Tony.
That's not like he welded this all up. So I don't know how that's supposed to fit to this.
So the two are supposed to slap together.
This is supposed to mate to this, but with all this weld here, I don't know how this fits.
Well, I don't know if he ground it down before he put it together. He may have ground down the surface. Kind of looks like maybe he did. Well, the other way to find out is to hang them. Is to hang them on the engine. But the easy way to hang them on the engine is turn the engine on its side. I'm going to help you with that. I'm going to have to...
Okay, let's move the engine a little bit so we can see what we're doing. But we put a couple bolts in the valve cover. Can't see my face, can you?
Can now.
We put a couple of bolts in the valve cover. You're really distracting. Put a couple of bolts in the valve cover so we can not lose the valve cover. And you want me to look directly at the camera, and then I can't see the engine. I can't see what I'm talking about. I'm going to hold the camera. You're better looking than me.
You're smarter.
No, I'm not.
We need the smart one doing the work.
How many slant sixes have I put together? How many slant sixes have I raced? You have raced them. You've had more than one car with slant six in it. And you've raced them all. So, and then you tell me
Yeah, but I'm not an aircraft mechanic. You know what? I was looking.
They would never put this.
I was looking from right here. Now that I see this, this was ground down. Tony knew what he was doing.
They would never put an engine like this in aircraft.
Yeah, big cast iron thing.
Be like your van when I was wanting we were way down there in where we were, Murfreesboro or somewhere, and I said, why can't we just fly direct over to the house? You said the van wouldn't go fast enough to take off. Well, the slant six would never go fast enough to take off.
They used them in boats. Never aircraft.
Boats never take off. Boats do two things.
You would hope not.
They go across the lake and they sink. And I'm sure this would help with the second one.
Yeah, make a good anchor, huh?
I don't know. I'm not a boat person.
That face is clean enough.
I don't know. I asked you if you cleaned it, and you didn't say anything, so I'm running across it with the cleaner, which is a wood chisel. Yeah, there's still a little BS right there, but I guess it doesn't seat up there, does it? This actually does look pretty good. Now, right there, I feel a little crud. I suppose you cleaned this all up pretty nicely, didn't you?
I did.
It sure feels like it.
Yep. It's just got oil on there to keep it from corroding.
Okay, now, me, never having put a slant together, just reading the procedure, I'm going to go get the gasket.
Nope. We're not to the gas. We haven't even achieved gasketness yet.
We're going to trial fit it first, or what?
Yeah, we're going to dry fit it without the gasket. Just start by hanging the exhaust.
Manifold.
Yep, just...
Yeah, it's got holes to hang. Okay.
Okay, and now stick the Super 6M end. We might need to throw something under there
or put nuts or something.
Oh, I guess you could put one on there.
Yeah, I kind of like your idea. Stick something under there. I just don't have something to stick under there that's handy.
Some cardboard or something. Piece of foam.
Where's that piece of wood I used earlier?
Ooh, yeah, you
With
can.
the handles. This was a thing that fit inside with some sheet metal. Set the position with the sheet metal that I'll never use for that again. I like that better. Okay.
Oh, I see you flip the wood over. So the handle's down.
Oh, you're smart. I knew you should be doing this, and I should be doing the camera work.
All right. Now, how are we with the fitment here? Because that was
okay. This goes flat.
Okay.
And this is flat. So there's lots of space there. He ground a lot off there then, right?
Sure looks like it, yeah.
And whatever you put here.
That's a block-off plate. That's where the EGR valve would go.
Yeah, but it looks like a piece of tire or something. What is that? That's terrible. What is this? The nuts are just bolts are just over the edge of it?
It's metal. It's perfect. It's just there's just a hole in the middle there for the EGR. That's more than enough.
Okay, so now we need
top quality.
I don't know where they are. The special things right here.
So okay, so that's gonna work. This has plenty of.
So what do we do?
Space.
We put these. These go like this.
Bulge out.
Bulge out. Like that.
Yep.
And then what nuts go on there? Any nuts we want for a trial.
Those
right?
don't have nuts.
What do they have?
They are. I'm sorry. They do have nuts.
I think if we put one, you can let go of it. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. Then I'm not going to tighten it. I'm just going to do that. Now you can let go. I'm learning. Bulge out. Make sure. Bulge out. And then this is the wrong kind of nut. Ooh, that's a different kind of nut. All we're doing is trial fitting so we can put a couple of nuts on here.
My big concern was the interface between the two manifolds because of the welding that he did.
Yeah, me too.
So it looks like that's a non-issue. Complete non-issue.
So I was concerned with it, but you know,
now
Uncle Tony did it, so he knows what he's doing. He got it right.
Now the way this is hanging down, this really should be like in the center of the hole. So this manifold does need to come up a little bit.
Okay, so it's just not quite in the right place.
But it's going to have room to get where it needs to be.
Okay, so I'll run this down to the point where it, so we know it's not going to move. Actually, I'll loosen this one slightly, not much. And then, like that. Is that what you're saying? Like that?
Yep.
Okay, so we know it'll do that because I just did it.
Yeah.
And from what I read, these things move a little bit.
They have to move, yeah.
Because otherwise they break. When they heat and cool, they break.
Yeah, because that exhaust log is going to get nice and hot.
And then I was reading on the early ones. This is just me reading forums. The early ones didn't have these ribs, and they broke a lot, and then they put ribs, and they broke less. And then the ones after that had another rib somewhere on the back or something. I don't know if this has it. But they improved them.
Oh, you know what the difference between the regular exhaust log and the Super 6 exhaust log is?
No.
Guess.
Is it super on it? No.
No.
What?
Well,
tell me.
Okay, so I was going to say nothing.
Oh.
Which would be the truth, except that's not true because This choke pocket is going to be unique because the choke actuates this way for the Super 6 carburetor, and it actuates in that direction for the stock 1-barrel carburetor.
So I have a question.
And then the old style had an open pocket that was open to the exhaust, and then the newer ones have this closed sort of pocket.
It just gets heat. I have a question.
Go ahead.
You know these carburetors, I don't. How easy will it be to hook up a manual choke so we don't have to do that?
Easier than trying to get the factory type choke to work.
And I don't mind putting a cable in there so we can have a choke. And I probably have cables around from aircraft throttles or something, and we'll just make one up. So
we could maybe fit an electric choke to it if we want.
I really like